you have to manage software to some extent, but it doesn't have different attitudes or different like personal problems or anything like that, right? It might like break every now and then, but you fix it, right? It's very non-emotional. And so the bigger you can get your company at a very high level quality with tech, you expand that as much as you possibly can. We've got some rentals now. So obviously same tactic. You can, if you're wholesaling, you can figure out which ones are good for rentals and then you keep those, and based off, you know, whatever your capital needs are and stuff like that. You're doing multiple deals per month now, wholesaling. What does your operations look like behind the scenes? Do you have a team? Do you have an employee? Or are you still marketing, doing the calls, stuff like, is your wife involved in it? What does that look like?
Yeah, so wife's not involved. I did retire her a couple years ago. She hasn't worked since then. Now she's a stay-at-home mom. It's me, and you know, I've got like a lot of systems, like a lot of Zapier automations, and I've got like all my, you know, my contracts, like everything's all like pre-ready to go. Like I've got a lot of good systems with that as a solopreneur, I guess, and a lot of like just automations that just kind of happen. So there's a lot of that. But it's just me, man. It's just me. And, you know, I've got like a, you know, mail company or whatever that helps me, you know, send stuff. But like, that's kind of where I'm at right now, because I am at a point where it's like, I can take that next step of scaling, but like, I've gotten a little comfortable, man, in my current situation, because now everything that I've wanted since I was forever ago, bro, I wanted financial independence, right? I wanted eventually to have all of my base necessities covered by passive income, which for me was like, you know, less than 5 hours of a week of work and getting me what I needed to live, right? Which back then, a long time ago, it was like, I was like, my number was like 3,000, right? Yeah, so sure. I've passed that, but it's like now the number's higher, right? I have a wife and son that depend on me, but like that was like the whole goal, was to get to that level. And so now that like I'm not out of the woods, bro. I'm not at my freedom number, right? But like I'm at a point where like I'm generating a lot of income for me and my wife and my family, right? I'm doing like the 80-20 rule, right? I'm doing the 20% that's yielding like the 80% of results. And I just have a ton of time freedom. Like I can be there with my son, I can be there with my wife, I can go hang out with people that I want to hang out with, I can do this podcast, I can just do the things that I want to do and still do the work, but it's like not so consuming. Like I'm not working a ton, right? I've gotten comfortable and I'm like enjoying that. Like everything I worked for was like, I wanted to be able to do whatever I want, when I wanted, with who I wanted. And like, I'm like close to there. Again, I'm not like out of the woods,
for sure,
but I'm there. And it's like, I've just kind of been enjoying it, man. And it's like, I still got that itch, bro. Like I got the itch. Like I want to take it big time. I want to do big things, right? And you know, I've taken steps to achieve that. But I mean, everybody will tell you, man. Andrew's been talking about hiring someone for a while, you know. And
is that what you said? People are giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
So
because I've been talking about that for a while too.
I look at it as like, you could look at, in your position, the first thing my advice would be is the first thing to do is get the software and systems in place until they are absolutely breaking at the seams, right? So you always want to load up on software before you load up on humans, right? Because you have to manage, you know, you have to manage software to some extent, but it doesn't have different attitudes or different like personal problems or anything like that, right? It might like break every now and then, but you fix it, right? It's very non-emotional. And so the bigger you can get your company at a very high level quality with tech, you expand that as much as you possibly can. And then when you need to hire someone to either manage the tech or have that human interaction or something like that, you go for it, right? But I think some people will start hiring people just to say they have employees. And I'm like, the smartest thing you do is wear out the tech as fast as you can go at your current budget, and then hire people to manage the technology and whatever human interaction you need.
Right.
When I started this company, there was not like, no one talked about AI. There's not, so like we were heavy into human interaction and still are, but now we're learning to bake AI into different systems to support our human-driven company. Right. So I think you're on the right track. Is like go as far as you can on the software, the CRM, the systems you have built out, the Zapiers, all those processes, and then when you need to hire someone, hire someone.